The name of my game is Leap Into Math. My game is designed for ages 4 and up. My game is played as follows. Leap Into Math is geared towards having children age 4 and up enjoy a friendly yet competitive game of taking leaps from the starting frog pad to the finished frog pad. They will do this while counting the number of pads and following the directions on the pads. That will assist them with the next steps that they are to take. The first player to reach the finish line will get a grand prize of their choice. The other 3 will get a wow flag that will be placed on the back of their chair for participation. The winner will get it as well. Each player will pick a colored frog as their game piece and place the piece on the starting frog pad. After each player chooses their colored frog, one of the players will set up the board. The teacher will hold the answer key. The child setting up the board will gather all of the game equipment pieces and place them on the board. The first game piece would be the spinner. The spinner is geared towards, number 1, allowing the children to spin to see who goes first, second, third, or fourth. Once that is accomplished and the game begins, each child will then, in the order that they have been chosen as far as the spinner, they will then spin the wheel again. Whatever number they land on, they have to follow directions of that particular lily pad. For instance, if the child lands on number 1, they will be able to jump 1 space. But once they get to that lily pad, that space says take 3 more steps. This is adding. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3. So this is where that child can eventually end up. However, if they land on the number 3, 1, 2, 3, and it says -1, they have to go back 1 and they have to remain there until their time starts all over. There's also going to be a deck of cards that's going to be here. Each card represents a number and a picture that matches that number. For instance, if there's a number 2, there will be a picture that represents the number 2. Let's just say it's frogs. There will be 2 frogs on the back of the card, the number 2 on the front of the card. This will help the children along the way. There's going to be an answer key that helps the children to know when they land on each one of these lily pads if they're correct in what they're supposed to be doing. If they do not get it correct within a certain time frame, in which we'll be using a timer, it's an hourglass that lasts 2 minutes, and if they don't get it correct within the 2 minutes, again, they have to remain in the same spot until their turn again. These steps will be repeated until everyone has made it to the finish line. The very last person, they get to choose if they want to continue the game to the finish line or if they want to stop right there. It's their choice. This game is about, again, counting, adding, and subtracting. This is a fun, educational game that gears towards math. It helps the children to learn their counting because they have, if you can see, each pad is numbered. And they will find their way by following the numbers all the way to the finish line. There are 18 different pads. The children also learn adding. They land on one that says plus, they go that amount more. If they land on one that says minus, they go that amount more. If they land on pick a card, whatever that card number says, they get to go that amount. However, the spin is, there's a plus sign, there's a minus sign. If you pick a card and it has a plus sign, say for instance you picked number 2 and you land on a plus sign, that card tells you you get to go 2 extra steps. If there is a minus sign and you pick the number 2, you'll have to go back 2 steps. And that tells you to go 4 steps more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll have to end up there. This game is very educational, fun, exciting, and I think the children will love this game with their peers, their family, and their friends. I hope that everyone enjoys Leap Into Math, the game.